All right, gentlemen, welcome back to another episode. So, world's hottest grandma ditches smutty in her quote. OF joins new Playboy site. Now, listen, full disclosure. Okay, ads. Gotta hate these ads. This is a grandma at 52. Holy smokes. Like, legit. She looks better than chicks half her age. Now, granted, she has some doctored yummies and probably bleached white teeth and, other alterations, but I mean, look at the stomach. I mean, you have guys who are into the bobs and, the butt and all that stuff, but it's not very often that you see a chick with a nice, flat, tight tummy. I'll take a chick that's more flat chested than yeah, as long as she has a flat stomach, because I don't know. To me, it's more of a rarity nowadays. But let's go on to the article. An OF model dubbed the world's hottest grandma, and yes, she is, says she's ditching the subscription site because it's become too smutty. Gina Stewart, 52, generated worldwide headlines when she started sharing steamy content on the platform years ago with fans fawning over the gamesome grandmother. But now the Australian bombshell says she's turned off by the site's lack of exclusivity. Well, yeah, because I mean this thing blew up during the pandemic, but now that you had so many people hearing, "Oh yeah, I make 100,000 a month. I make 50,000 a month. I make 60,000 a month." And so probably every other chick thinking, "Well, I'll be the next thing to make that much money on this site. I'll be making 20,000. I'll make 30,000 a month easily." But when you have a flood of new content creators, you become oversaturated because there are only so many guys, so many, and I'll say this, dumb guys who are spending their money on this, dumb guys who are spending because you're not getting anything in return. You're giving your dollars away, and what do you get out of it? Nothing. I mean, there's so much free content on there on the internet. Why I don't understand why you'd pay for anyways. But you have this a an avalanche of new content creators, but there's only so many entertainment dollars to go around. So, let's say you had 1,000 dumb guys and only 2 girls. Well, those 2 girls are gonna get divided by those thousand guys, so they're gonna be making bank. But if you still have 1,000 guys and 10,000 content creators, now you're instead of making dollars, you're making pennies. And now I heard that to be in the top I could be mistaken about this, but I heard something about if you're in the top 30% of content creators, you made $100 that month. I mean, you wanna sell your soul for a couple dollars? I mean, geez Louise. I mean, I'm just waiting for, let's say, 5 to 10 years down the road when all these 20-something-year-olds have become 30, and they go, "I can't find a man because every man uses my OF against me." It's like, "Well, yeah." Well, yeah, listen, I know the pandemic, the world bug happened, but go get a job at Walmart. Go get a job at Target. I mean, this whole creation of the OF, I blame mostly on guys because this stuff would not exist if guys did not give their time, attention, money, and resources to it. Because I seriously doubt a girl would put herself out there for no financial gain. Anyways, let's go back to the article. Due to so many people joining all Due to so many people joining and all of the hardcore, content, it's lost a bit of its luster, the sexy star complained to Jam Press. Stewart, who has 4 children and 3 grandchildren, I'm sure they're so proud of her. Look at mom. Oh, mother of the year. Look at grandma. Look what she does. I'm sure the grandchildren don't get teased at school for this. I mean, my goodness gracious. Stewart, who has 4 children and 3 grandchildren, now has been invited to join Playboy's new social platform, Centerfold. I remember back in the days when, that magazine, Playboy was the pinnacle. It was the tippy top. But then it became less pictures and more articles, advertisements, loans, and advertisements. Oh, there's a picture, an advertisement. And it's just like, this is just stupid. This is worthless. It became such a joke, and so many other people did it better. I mean, listen, I said it before, and I'll say it again. At 52, yowza. I mean, she does definitely have a Pamela Anderson look to her. I mean, and then, her Dr. Yummies, because of the, light on them, they look like those like a wet balloon, like you rub it and it make that squeak, 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 squeak sound when you, rub a balloon too hard. I don't know, that's just me. But like I said, she looks better than chicks half her age. Uh, Unlike OF, content creators on Centerfold, must be approved by Playboy's, editorial team to make sure they meet certain oh my god, certain standards, yes, because, showing your bobs and your vagine on the internet, the World Wide Web, a certain standard. Now, maybe they're saying, "Hey, you just can't be like a fat land whale," you know? And if they want someone that's, in better physical shape and not all blown out with cellulite and stretch marks and faster standard, hey, you know what? Good on them. Good on them. Sometimes it's like you see these herd of buffalo and they're like, "Oh, we're 10, we're queens." You're delusional. I'm sorry. I prefer the more glamorous appeal of that Playboy offers. My content will be very Playboy-esque and glamorous, Stewart revealed. Let's bring back glamour and move away from smutty content. Okay, to a certain degree, to a certain point, I will agree with her because after you see smut, and it's just like, here's my everything, you just become desensitized. It's like, whatever. Sometimes a little peek behind the curtain, a little tease, a little burlesque to it, it can kind of class up the joint. So I get that. There is something to be said about keeping a little bit of the mystery there. The naughty Nana says she believes the site will give OF a run for its money. I highly, highly doubt that. There's no way. I mean, and seriously, come on, guys, stop spending your money on these girls. Jeez Louise. I think Playboy is so cool and the benchmark of true iconic brand. The bombshell further cooed. Playboy launched Centerfold with spokeswoman Cardi B in December 2021, promising a place for creative freedom, artistic expression, and um, let's say express, you know, to express yourself positively. I'm trying to watch my language for. Uh, la- Last week, the Post reported that Playboy would also be relaunching its magazine after the original publication ceased printing in 2020. Who who still buys printed press? Who actually still buys a magazine? Listen, yowza. I mean, nice legs. To me, it's all about the stomach. And, a nice smile is always beneficial, but for 52, goodness gracious. I know I'm probably like, "Oh, man, you're just, like, simping over this dusty grandma," but listen, for I know she's airbrushed and she's photoshopped and she's altered and she's gone under the scalpel to have enhancements. I'm not denying that, but I'm just saying, see chicks nowadays at the club and at the bar, and they're just, like, blown out like a busted up Pillsbury dough can, and they're just spilling out, and they're ugh, someone who's older and just tight, efficient, feminine, feminine, very girly. Gotta gotta appreciate that sometimes, even if it's in an older package. Let's see. In addition to her new ventures on Centerfold, Stewart has also been busy hitting the dating scene. I'm single, and I think I as I have become older and I have a daughter, I have become careful as to who I let into my life, the busty admitted. Yes, I am careful about who I let into my life. By the way, you can see me for $6.99 a month on the World Wide Web. My goodness. Uh, Priorities much? I mean, if you were that conscious or conscientious Ancient if you're that picky, let's go with that. I'm getting tongue-tied over here. If you're that picky about who you let in your life, it probably keep more of a private life. Just my opinion. I'm not actually looking for anything in particular. I believe that I am destined to find love and it will happen. And I will fall in love probably when least expect it, she added. Mm. You might fall in love. These guys are going to fall in lust. Despite being a grandmother, Stewart isn't necessarily interested in dating a man who has grandchildren of his own, noting that she is drawn to younger men. Hmm. See, isn't that kind of. I have grandchildren, but you can't. Right. Double standard much? To be honest, so many younger men, so many younger men love older women. We do not love you. We lust after you because you are practiced. Because we do not have our throat game on a 10 out of 10. When we're a little bit of an amateur, we don't want to be an amateur to a girl we really like. We want to get some practice coochie in, practice our stroke game, get some pointers from the older generation, the more mature, experienced generation. Get some pointers, and then when we feel confident that we've leveled up our wiener power, then we'll use it on the then we'll use it on the girls we like, and then we'll blow their minds and their backs out. Anyways, I'd probably get more requests from younger generation than my generation. She dished. So, 52-year-old Australian grandma says OF has become a little smutty, and she's going to go to Playboy Centerfold for a little bit of class and sophistication. Listen, I, 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 I would throw one in her. I would not kick her out of bed for eating crackers. She's full. Anyway, I'll be honest. She's got it going on. It's altered. It's doctored. It's manipulated. It's not real. It's not natural, but it looks good. Hey, I don't love, but I lust. Anyways, what do you think about OF Granny? Would you would you kick her out of bed for eating crackers, or would you give her a nice roll in the hay? Anyways, comment down section below. Let me know your thoughts, and as always, take care and take it easy.